Days of Our Lives spoilers for January 30th. Marlena puts Xander on notice. The hallowed halls of University Hospital have borne witness to countless miracles, tragedies, and secrets whispered between heartbeats. But on the upcoming January 30th episode of Days of Our Lives, the air in one particular room will crackle not with medical urgency, but with a profound, psychological confrontation that promises to ripple through the very foundations of Salem. This is not a showdown of fists or firearms, but of wills and wounded histories, as Dr. Marlena Evans places Xander Cook squarely in her sights and delivers a warning that feels less like a threat and more like a fateful diagnosis. The stage is set in the aftermath of escalating tensions surrounding Xander's ruthless pursuit of the Titan CEO throne and his increasingly volatile maneuvers against the beleaguered Brady Black. Xander, having tasted legitimacy and love with Sarah Horton, clings to his hard-won veneer of reformed villainy. Yet, the old instincts, the cunning, the coercion, the readiness to dance on the moral edge have been resurfacing, visible to everyone but perhaps himself. Enter Marlena. Marlena's confrontation with Xander is not born of mere gossip or family alliance. It is the product of a seasoned psychiatrist observing a patient in dangerous regression, and a woman who has loved a man with a similarly shadowed soul. Her connection to John Black, a man who rewrote his own dark history, gives her a unique lens. She sees in Xander not just a current problem for her grandchildren, but a soul at a critical juncture, one she has seen before. The scene, as sources describe it, is a masterclass in quiet intensity. Marlena doesn't accost Xander in the town square or raise her voice in the Brady pub. She corners him in a place of consequence, perhaps the hospital chapel, a hallway outside Sarah's lab, or even his own sleek, new office at Titan. The setting is intimate, inescapable. "Xander," she begins, her voice that familiar blend of soothing calm and unshakable steel. "We need to talk about the path you're on." What follows is not a generic "stay away from my family" lecture. Marlena, with surgical precision, dissects his recent actions. She speaks of patterns. She draws lines from his past desperation to his present-day scheming, asking him if the man Sarah fell in love with, the devoted father, the striving partner, is merely a costume he can shed when power beckons. "You have a family now, Xander," she reminds him, her eyes holding a universe of understanding and stern warning. "You have a woman who sees the light in you and a child who needs a father, not a legend. These choices you're making, they aren't just business. They're seeds. And I have seen what kind of tree grows from those seeds. It leaves everyone you claim to love standing in its shadow." This is where Marlena transcends the role of family matriarch. She invokes the ghosts of Salem's past. She might not name names, but the specters of Stefano Di Mera, of Andre Di Mera, of even the darker chapters of John's own life, hang in the air. She is essentially telling Xander that Salem has a recurring tragedy, the man who believes he can control the darkness for gain, only to become consumed by it. The darkness has a way of becoming a home, she might say. And once you've made a home there, it's terribly difficult to find the door. Sometimes you stop looking. For Xander, this confrontation is a psychic earthquake. He is a man who has built his entire recent identity on proving he is more than his past, more than the hired muscle with a tortured accent. To have Salem's moral compass, a woman he respects, even if grudgingly, look him in the eye and say she sees the old blueprint re-emerging is a devastating blow. His defense will likely be fierce, a litany of justifications about protecting his own, about the cutthroat nature of business, about Brady not being a saint. He may throw Marlena's own family's complicated history back at her. But Marlena's power lies in her empathy. She will acknowledge his pain, his feeling of always being the outsider fighting for a seat at the table. This makes her warning more potent, because it cannot be dismissed as simple hatred. It is concern born of tragic familiarity. "I know you want to build an empire for them," she could conclude. But Sarah and Victoria don't need an empire. They need you, the real you. Don't let the villain become your only truth. The fallout from this exchange will be immediate and profound. Sarah Horton, caught between the man she loves and her wise, trusted grandmother, will be plunged into a fresh wave of doubt. Has she been naive? Is her love strong enough to anchor him, or is she enabling another slow-motion disaster? This creates a potent new strain on their relationship, one that Victor's fortune may not be able to mend. For Brady Black, unaware of this intervention, the landscape may shift subtly. If Xander heeds even a fraction of Marlena's warning, his tactics may change, forcing Brady to confront a different, perhaps more strategically challenging adversary. Conversely, if Xander rebels against the lecture, he may plunge into even riskier territory, accelerating the coming corporate war. And what of John Black? While not directly involved, his presence is the silent cornerstone of Marlena's argument. Her ability to speak from a place of having loved a man through his own darkness gives her words an authority no one else in Salem could muster. This moment is, in many ways, a testament to their epic love story, a love that learned to conquer shadows now being offered as a lesson to a man on the brink. Ultimately, the January 30th episode is not about a plot twist or a shocking reveal. It is a character study of legacy and choice. It's Days of Our Lives at its best, using its deep, decades-long history to inform a present-day crisis. Marlena putting Xander on notice is more than a spoiler. It's a spiritual intervention. She is giving him the one thing he's rarely been offered, a clear, compassionate mirror and a choice, seen not as the scheming orphan or the vengeful rival, but as a man whose next decision will define his soul. Will Xander see the reflection Marlena holds up, or will he smash the mirror and embrace the shards? In Salem, where the past is never dead, the future of the Cook-Horton family hangs on the answer. Tune in for a haunting, beautifully acted moment that proves sometimes the most powerful weapon in Salem is not a syringe, a stock portfolio, or a secret, but a few quiet words from a doctor who has seen it all.